Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kenya. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I thought I would bring to you my affordable foundation routine, well, my current affordable foundation routine. And I'll show you guys what I've been doing to my face. I show you guys the products and methods I've been using to apply my makeup lately. I hope that you guys enjoy today's video. I thought it would be nice to show you guys what I've been doing as well as the products that I've been really enjoying. Please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future content. And without further ado guys, my affordable routine. Okay friends, I am going to be doing my base routine today. It's going to be mainly affordable products. I did already prep my skin and the brows are on. I'm going to go ahead and prime now using the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. I don't know why I even have to like look at this because I use it so much. I should definitely know the name. I mean, clearly we don't have a ton left, but I just took like 2 pumps and we are gonna get in there. I really enjoy this primer because it's nice and tacky and it really grabs onto the makeup really nicely, and everything just lasts so much longer when I use this one. Definitely one of my top favorite primers in general, not just at the drugstore. That makes it even better that it's affordable. They do have a green one that's relatively new, and I definitely want to try that one out because I heard that one's really nice. So next I'm actually going to take a loose powder. This one's from Maybelline. This is the Lasting Fix Banana Powder. I actually have not used this particular one, so I hope that this one works okay. I have yet to try it, but I wanted to keep it affordable. I do have a Colourpop powder, but that one isn't as, you'd have to order it or maybe get it from Ulta. I don't even know if they carry it in store, but I'm gonna try this method with the Maybelline powder. And what I've been doing is putting down a translucent powder, preferably loose, where I have large pores. So right up in here, a little on my nose, and just, you know, across here, maybe a little on my chin. Not only does this help with mattifying the face, but it's mainly I use it for smoothing. I really like doing this before I put on my liquid foundation because it gives such a smoother appearance under there. You could go in with a pore filling primer. Tend to have more oily skin when I use the more pore filling ones. This has been working really well for me. If you have really dry skin, I don't know how well this would work out for you. Don't go in with a lot, and I really try to buff it out so that it's not cakey there, because the last thing you want is for your foundation to look cakey. But I don't take it all over the face. I just apply it, like I said, where I have the larger pores. So far this powder is working just fine for this method. So I do take it onto my forehead just to kind of make sure that's a little, not only matte, but to kind of help with the texture there. So now I'm going in with foundation. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 33 Form Warm Sun. I haven't had this foundation in such a long time, but I remember how much I used to love it, and guys, I still love this foundation. Like, I wish it didn't come with the, now they do have a squeezy tube, which so far I think I've only seen on Amazon's website, but I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. I wish this had a pump or was a squeezy tube. They do have, like I said, have the pouch, but I don't know, for some reason it's just kind of like to me. So I went with the classic bottle. I'm going to take a little bit. This isn't my exact shade, but it'll work. Any more sometimes I get more sun, sometimes I get less sun, and the minute I start losing sun, I'm back out in the sun again, and then I'm tan again. So right now I'm kind of all over the place with my shades, but I'm just going to take that all over with my beauty blender. It just gives a really nice amount of coverage. I don't feel like it looks cakey. This is such a good foundation. Not even just for a drugstore, but I mean, obviously that's good that it's affordable. But I feel like the drugstore has really good formulas for the most part, but the only problem is most brands are lacking in colors. But Maybelline is one of the ones that have probably the most drugstore shades. I want to say there's around 40 something shades in Maybelline. So I mean, there are high-end brands that aren't even giving you 40 something shades. So I normally apply my foundation with a brush because I feel like you get the most amount of coverage that way. But today I'm using a sponge because I feel like you get a little bit more of a natural kind of look. So I'm taking quite a bit more, and I'm just gonna finish out the rest of my face. I forgot that I've kind of been spot concealing the little blemishes on my face so that I don't have to use as much foundation. So I'm actually going to take my foundation on a small brush and just kind of go over those places with a little bit of my foundation so that it's the same. Normally I would use a concealer that's really close to my skin tone, but I forgot to do that. So I'm just going to take my foundation that's left over onto a little brush and just kind of go over the places that I would have taken the concealer, and then I'm going to go over that lightly with my sponge because I don't want to apply a whole bunch of product all over if I don't need to, and that's how you prevent it from being cakey. Now I have the foundation all over, and I'm going to go in with concealer now under my eyes because I do have dark circles. One of my favorite concealers just in general is from Milani, and I feel like this one is so slept on. This is the Milani Conceal Plus Perfect Longwear Concealer. I have this in 2 shades, but the one I'm going to be using right now is in 150 Warm Sand. This is one of my favorite brushes for concealer. It is the Sigma Soft Blend Concealer Brush F64. It makes blending out your concealer effortless. This thing blends out on its own, I'm telling you. It takes no time at all. If you're not somebody who typically blends out with a brush, I would give this one a try. And if you like using brushes, you definitely need this one. It's fluffy but it's a little dense, and it just blends it out so easily. It doesn't take a lot of work. So I'm just going to take that whatever's left kind of onto my lid, but I want to make sure I get the edge of that concealer so that it blends into my face and there's not just a harsh line there. I'm going to take the pointy portion of my sponge and just blend out the rest. This is going to take up any excess product, and it's going to help it blend or more seamlessly into the rest of my face. So we have a highlighted look, but it's not stark. I'm going to now set that. So I'm just going to take the same brush I used to apply this loose powder earlier. Take that, but I'm actually going to press it into the top where the powder is, and then kind of knock it off so we're not getting a whole bunch of powder. That way we can do a light set and help reduce creasing or just like a really cakey under eye. I'm going to go back in one more time with my sponge just to make sure I don't set any lines. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in, and now we're going to set really lightly. And I'm going to take a little onto my chin because I tend to get a little oily there. And then do a light dusting on the nose. And then take whatever's left onto my forehead. I want my forehead to not look so textured. And I also don't want my face to look cakey. So I'm going to try to use as little product as possible. I mean, we're still going to look like we have on makeup because we're going full coverage. But guys, this powder, I have to say, for my first time using it, I like it. It's drugstore and it's nice and affordable, and so far so good. This one claims to set, illuminate, blur, and bake. Okay, I like it. I'm gonna go in. I was gonna cream contour, but we're gonna keep it nice and simple. I'm gonna go in with the Physicians Formula Sculpting Bronzer. I said it before and I'll say it again. I love the way this thing smells. Let me grab a brush. We're going in with the Physicians Formula bronzer. I picked this one up from, I want to say Amazon. I can't find it anywhere near me, so I did have to order it online. But I'm just going to take that and just kind of give myself a little dimension, because now we've kind of blanked out our canvas, and we're going to add a little bit more life back to the face. And I'm going to take a little on my jawline. Okay, so we have added some life back into the face. I'm going to add some blush. I think I'm going to take this one from e.l.f., which is in the shade Always Fiery. I also have Rose d'Oro from Milani, which is another cute one. I tend to use that one the most probably during the fall. And then I also have this little Tea Cakes cheek palette from Colourpop. You know what? I'm going to take the Always Fiery from e.l.f. and then go in with a little bit of this shade up here called Pralines, because it's kind of shimmery and I want just a little bit of a glow. So I'm going to take that on a e.l.f. what is this? Highlighting brush. This is actually a feather light highlighting brush, but I'm going to use it for blush because it's pretty wispy and I feel like it does a good job of not depositing so much color, because this is pretty pigmented. Okay. Well, excuse all that noise. My dog is trying to get comfortable. So I'm going to just take a little bit of that and kind of apply it higher than normal, because I want to give a more lifted look rather than concentrating it on the apples on my cheek. But I like using this brush for really pigmented blushes because it kind of makes it so I don't apply too much. And I'm kind of taking whatever's left over and applying it to the tip of my nose. Now I'm going to take this shade here. I think it's Pralines. I'm going to just take a little bit because we already have blush down. But I want to add like a little glow. There's a little shimmer to it. And of that, I'm going to kind of apply the apples and kind of bring up. I don't know about you all, but I haven't really been wearing highlighter all that much. I do have an option here. This one's from Revlon and is the Skin Lights. I did try to make sure that everything that I'm using is still available and nothing's discontinued. I don't know. We're going to see. I'm going to finish off the face and we'll see. Okay, I think I'm going to add a little bit. This is a Colourpop brush. This is from their, I want to say it's from their Stone Cold Fox. What is it? Stone Fox line? But anyway, it's number F33. I'm going to just take a little bit because I have not really been wearing highlighter, but I'm going to put a little bit the tip of my nose and the highest point of my cheek. I'm going to carve out my nose just a little bit. I don't typically, carve out my nose, but we're gonna do a little bit today. Just kind of completes it. There are so many different techniques other than the down the, I'm saying a lot of people do the little circle. But so I dipped in pretty much one time, and that's doing my whole nose. You could also do the reverse technique where you use lighter colors to kind of take everything in, and that's where you do it on the sides and the center. We'll even contour the eye a little. So I'm not doing too much. I'm not going to go in with a whole bunch because I want this to look as natural as we can get it. I'm going to take a fluffy brush and drag the color down. We don't want to take it into the part that the light would naturally hit. I probably should have highlighted my nose after. That's alright. There we are. So it might not be perfect, but... And then, don't be afraid to get in there. You could even take a clean, damp sponge if you wanted to. Or just take a clean sponge. And just kind of tap it all out. I'm just going to take my fingers. Try to make sure that the lines aren't super harsh. One thing I've also been doing is you can also go in with a damp sponge that's clean, but like very, very like lightly damp, and just kind of go over everything and make sure they're all pressed together. I'm actually just going to take a brush, doesn't have much product on it, and just kind of go lightly over everything. You could even just kind of tap it if you wanted, if you didn't want to disturb anything. and just kind of make sure everything is meshed together, because I really want to make sure that we don't have any discrepancies. You're supposed to apply this to your hands and then press it to your face, but I'm gonna actually use this as my last step because one, it's gonna give me some sun protection, and two, it tends to like melt everything in. Now I don't know, you know, I'm sure there's a reason why you're supposed to spray it to your hand and then, but so be careful, you know, don't do what I'm doing, but this is what I've been doing and I've been loving it, and it has not made me any oilier. I'm gonna take a little bit of the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Face Mist Sunscreen SPF 55, and I'm gonna get my face. I'm gonna make sure I do this before I apply any mascara, because, and you know, take a little to the chest. I didn't find the several times I've done this that it removed any makeup or anything. It didn't make me any greasier. It gives me a nice little glow, and it didn't remove any of my makeup. I'm going to finish up my eyes, find something to put on my lips, and I will be back to close out the video. Face is finished. I did a quick, easy eye look, threw on some lashes, and put on some lips. Everything else that I didn't mention will be listed down in the description box in case you are interested. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you got ready with me, let me know. If you are also doing your face, I want to know. So guys, thank you again for watching today's video, and if you liked, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you are still here and you enjoyed yourself, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.